So I had a question from the audience that said, I really like Alex, but I hate the Tories. What do I do?
Right. Okay. That's well. Look, the great thing about being the Member of Parliament for Cheltenham is, and indeed I say this to all people who aspire to do it, is that you will be engaging with an electorate that by and large is extremely thoughtful and considerate and is well educated. You've got plenty of GCHQers and people who achieved huge things in medicine and all sorts of other things. Now, the reason why I mention that is because they read stuff and they work things out for themselves. And if the people of Cheltenham take the view, and it's entirely a matter for them, that there's going to be a change of government, then I respectfully think you may want to ask yourself one question. If there is to be a Labour government with a massive majority, how are we going to make sure that Cheltenham's voice is heard? And I'd say this as somebody who spent 9 years in government, or 9 years in Parliament, is that when you have a governing party and a governing Prime Minister, they are constantly assailed by MPs on their own side asking for support, funding, whatever it is for their own patch. And indeed, I make no apology for doing the same for Cheltenham. It's the reason we were able to get £184 million is because I was absolutely on the case for David Cameron, and then whether it's the air balloon roundabout scheme or the cyber stuff we talked about, or the high school at Campton, or the homelessness hub, which is just round the corner. That's by me hassling the leader. Now, that will happen again. So how do we ensure that Cheltenham's voice is heard, not just, by the way, because there are plenty of problems that we have here that we need to fix in our town, but also because inevitably they will want to do some things which you may disagree with. You know, so, I mean, I don't know, there will be people in this room who feel that votes at 16, for example, are a very good thing. There'll be those people who think that they're not a good thing, but there needs to be some sort of coherent opposition. So that's point one. Point two is who can give that opposition. I hope it's reasonable to point out that I've been able to go toe-to-toe at the dispatch box made in Cheltenham, incidentally, that's a little bit of trivia for you, at the dispatch box, so hopefully articulate the arguments in a reasonably coherent, fair but robust way. And then here's the final point. Here in Cheltenham, the Borough Council is Liberal Democrat. Of the 40 seats on the Borough Council, a full 36 are Liberal Democrats. That's an extraordinary factor. And so you may feel that in the interest of robust accountability locally, if the council want to do something daft like close Boots Corner or whatever it is, who are you going to go to? If it is effectively a closed shop, all Liberal Democrats, you may feel that it lacks the accountability, it lacks the challenge, it lacks the balance, and it lacks the fairness. So my argument is the national picture will take care of itself. Vote for someone who can articulate your concerns nationally, can hold the Labour government to account if that's where we're going, and can stand up for you here in Cheltenham to provide balance and accountability for all.